Welcome everyone. We are at David's Natural Market in Columbia, Maryland, and I'm doing our first virtual grocery store tour. So we're going to move inside to the vegetable section, and I'm going to talk to you about some anti-inflammatory vegetables. So we're going to walk all the way over to the produce section. So let's start here. This is my favorite section of any grocery store. And when you're in the grocery store, you always want to start along the perimeters of the store because that's where they tend to hold all of the fresh produce, meats, dairy if you're drinking dairy, and all of the packaged items tend to be within the aisles. So I'm going to show you how that occurs in this store. And we're starting out right here in the vegetable section. So I'm going to go through about 10 different vegetables and some foods that I consider my top 10 for lowering blood sugar and reducing inflammation, which are my two major lifestyle diseases that I like to have help clients reverse. So we're going to start here in our green vegetable section, and everybody should have greens every day. These are one of the most detoxifying and anti-inflammatory vegetables that there are. You could do it in terms of a green smoothie in the morning, and that way you can get about 2 to 3 servings of greens just in your breakfast. Or you can do it by adding greens into your breakfast. Say if you're having eggs, you can scramble them with some of the vegetables. Or you can add them to your lunch and dinner in terms of sauteed greens or as a salad. So some of my favorite greens here are kale. And lacinato kale is known to be mild in taste. So if you're just getting used to green vegetables, lacinato kale would be a great one to choose from. Collard greens and Swiss chard, and you can see there's rainbow Swiss chard as well as the regular Swiss chard. You can tell by the stems the difference. And all of these are anti-inflammatory and high in antioxidants. They're also very high in vitamin C. And when they have different colors give you a lot of phytonutrients that are extremely helpful. So I love making a green smoothie with kale, sometimes Swiss chard, and I will add in some celery and some citrus in the form of lemon and limes, which are again very detoxifying for your body. The sour taste actually stimulates your liver to start to produce the bile and the enzyme, the pancreas to produce the enzyme to help you digest your food. So having a little bit of sour in the form of lemon and lime will be very healing to your body. Herbs are another great way to add in green vegetables that are anti-inflammatory and high in antioxidants so they keep you youthful. Cilantro is my absolute favorite, and some people love cilantro, some people hate cilantro. Those who hate it say that it tastes like soap, but those who love it don't taste the soap taste at all. It has something to do with your genetic variation. Cilantro is a great detoxifier for heavy metals. So if you're eating fish, if you take other herbs that may pick up heavy metals from the ground or from the ocean in the case of seafood, then having about a half a cup of cilantro a day is going to be very healing for you. So cilantro is a favorite, and parsley is my second favorite. It's a little more mild, so less flavor than the cilantro, but you can put this in almost anything that you eat. If you make dinner or lunch, you should add some parsley and some cilantro to get these added healing benefits from it. Scallions, green onions, and leeks, and then our regular onions, which are over here, are all very anti-inflammatory in that they contain a substance called quercetin. And now you can pay $30 and you can buy a bottle of quercetin medicinal mushroom, but they're a little bit more expensive. So you can do the white mushrooms or cremini mushrooms or portobello, or as I love to do, a combination of all of these mushrooms. Radishes and beets are again powerhouses for the body. So radishes are antiviral, antibacterial, kind of antifungal. Beets are going to be good for the liver and good for the blood. There's a doctrine called the doctrine of signatures, which means that things that resemble things in the body benefit that organ in the body. So beets kind of resemble the redness of the liver and also the redness of the blood, so they benefit the blood. Right? So carrots are orange, and when you slice a carrot, it looks like an eye, so they benefit the eye. So the doctrine of signatures, look that up on Google. Next, I want to come to some of the root vegetables over here. We're now in the fall, and this is the perfect time to expose your body to root vegetables. The nutrients in the fall come from the leaves down into the roots of the vegetables. And so all of the root vegetables now are the highest in nutrients. So when we go to sweet potatoes are very high in fiber. So even though they're sweet, they help to balance your blood sugar. And you can see there are several different types of sweet potatoes. Those with the most color are going to be the most nutrient rich. So we have the purple yam here. This is going to be high in anthocyanins, which are very anti-inflammatory for the body, good for the heart. Again, the color is kind of purpley, closer to red, so it's good for the heart. We have orange as well, and again, this one is another one that's high in beta carotene. The orange color comes from the beta carotene. Again, very anti-inflammatory for the body. And then we have some of the Japanese ones and the white ones, which are a little bit sweeter, so a little higher in glycemic. So if you're watching your blood sugar, you would want to go for the purple or the orange sweet potato to get the most. In the fruit area, at this time of year, the apples and the pears are going to be where most of the nutrients are. So when you buy foods that are from another country or that are out of season, you actually lose some of the nutrients because they pick them early and then they have to travel a long way to get to where you buy them, and then they sit in your house for a while. So it's best to buy the local fruits and fruits that are in season. So here we have lots of apples and lots of pears, all in season at this time of year in the fall. So we're going to move now to another section and talk about the seeds and nuts, because omega-3 fats are very important to have in our body, because again, like the fruits and the vegetables, they are anti-inflammatory. So we're going to step around the corner here and you get a nice tour of David's Natural Market. And I love the bulk section. This is where you can get your grains, nuts, and seeds at a lower cost than if you buy things already in the bag. So this side of the aisle is going to be a lot less expensive than this side of the aisle, where you have seeds, but they're in the bag, and you can see they're very expensive, like $6.59 for a pound, as opposed to this side of the aisle, where they're more like $2 and $3 a pound for similar, if not the same seeds. So what I tend to buy here, I buy a lot of the flax seeds. I usually like to mix my brown golden seeds. They don't really make a big difference nutritionally, maybe slightly more nutritional benefits in the darker color. That tends to be how it works in nature. But flaxseed, if you have 1 to 2 tablespoons of flaxseed a day, it will help to keep your skin much more moist, and it acts as a mucilaginous benefit for the digestive tract to help keep your bowels nice and happy and regular. So flaxseed is a wonderful one. Sesame seeds are high in sesamine, which is an anti-inflammatory compound. They're also very high in minerals. So we have lots of calcium, some magnesium coming, and some iron that come out of sesame seeds. And if you know tahini, which you use to make hummus, that is ground up sesame seeds. So you can actually just buy sesame seeds and grind them up yourself and make tahini. Also on this aisle, there's a lot of the grains. These are whole grains. And so I talk a lot about people having oats in the morning, or you could have some barley, you could have quinoa if you're gluten-free, or the rices if you're gluten-free. But the bulk section is the best place to buy your grains. I'm now going to step over to the nuts. And so when you buy nuts, you want to buy the raw nuts. Nuts tend to go rancid when they're exposed to heat and oil, and so if you buy the roasted ones, there's a chance that they may be rancid or they may turn rancid. And when you eat rancid fat, it becomes pro-inflammatory in the body. And so you want to buy the raw ones, cashews or raw almonds or raw walnuts or whichever type of nut that you like, but the raw are the best. And the same goes for the seeds down below. I always buy pumpkin and sunflower seeds, and always raw. And if you keep these in your house, you can use them in your cooking, and that way you're getting anti-inflammatory benefits, and fats make you feel fuller. And so just sprinkling some of these on your kale can make it much more satisfying to eat. We're now going to walk around the corner. We're going along the perimeter. And before we go there, we're going to stop here at the olive oil. So this is a way you can save money on olive oil, because these are bulk olive oils. And you can actually buy your jar, or you can bring your jar and fill it up. And then it's a lot less expensive, and you have a little bit more control over what the quality is, because it's just this brand, 100% organic olive oil, which is then mixed with different herbs, so you have lots of flavors: orange, rosemary, garlic, basil, Greek. It's beautiful. So now we're going to step a little bit further, and we're going over to the meats. And I want to point out, most of the meats in this store are going to be high quality, but a lot of my clients, they want to buy lunch meat because it's quick and easy. They can make a sandwich. And I want to point out that you should always buy lunch meats that say no antibiotics ever is good, and no nitrates or nitrates added. And these were humanely raised turkeys, so that makes you feel conscientiously good. So if you want to buy lunch meat, that would be a great choice for you to have. Now we're going to walk a little bit further, and we're going to come over and talk about some probiotic vegetables. And so vegetables are good in their original whole form, and you can make them for you can cook them, or you can have them raw, and then you can also buy them as sauerkraut. So sauerkraut is very good for the digestive tract and your immune system by populating the beneficial bacteria in your intestines. And this store is great because they have a lot of different flavors of sauerkraut, and they also have kimchi, which is a spicy kind of variation on a sauerkraut. They have beets mixed in, so these are fermented beets, and you can actually see, and if you look at the ingredients, that they're just very few ingredients that they add in, and that's always a good sign. Miso is something I keep in my refrigerator. You can make miso soup, But you can also use that in pesto to replace the cheese. And when you take out cheese, it makes it more anti-inflammatory, as cheese is very inflammatory. But with miso, you can get a nice cheesy, salty flavor that's mostly what you want when you eat that type of pesto. So we're going to continue walking, and I'm going to point out also along the aisles are the milks. And here we have the non-dairy milks, and it's fine to choose any type that works for you. So you can do hazelnut milk, you can do cashew milk, walnut milk, you can do oat milk, you can do almond milk. So there's many different variations. Some of them are going to be creamier than others. Hemp milk is one that I don't see off the top of my head, but hemp milk is very creamy. So if you're trying to switch from dairy to non-dairy milks, hemp milk is a good one to start with, and almond milk. Coconut milk is one of my favorites because it has lauric acid in it, which is anti-inflammatory. So if you're trying to get anti-inflammatory effects as well as feeling full because it's a fat, then coconut milk would be a good one for you to use. Now I want to walk over to this aisle and talk about some of the flours, because when you start to transition to a whole foods way of eating and you're starting to eliminate products like gluten, you have to find replacement flours. So if you come in closer, you can see that there's many different flours, but I want to point out some that I really like. Coconut flour is a great one. As I said, coconut is going to be filling because it's a fat. It also has the lauric acid that makes it anti-inflammatory. It has caprylic acid in it as well, and it's gluten-free. However, when you cook with coconut flour, you can use it one-to-one for regular flour, but you have to add a lot of eggs, so you want to be wary of that in your recipes. They do have Bob's Red Mill one-to-one baking flour, so you could use this and in place of your regular flour and not have to worry about the substance or the consistency changing at all. And with my flours, I always like to look at the ingredients, and I like the ones that are more whole grain. You could see this one is nice and fluffy and white, but it's made with sweet white rice and white grain brown rice. So it's going in tapioca starch and potato starch. So you know this is going to be high glycemic. This one will spike your blood sugar, whereas coconut flour will not spike your blood sugar. Some of the others I love are almond flour as well. So this one you can use one-to-one in a recipe, gives it some nice taste. I actually just used almond flour in making some apple muffins, cinnamon apple muffins. Hazelnut flour gives it a very nice taste there. And then I also like to cook with chickpea flour, and I am looking for that one. And I don't see chickpea flour, but I love chickpea flour for things like flatbreads. So instead of going out and buying flatbread, you can easily make your own with chickpea flour. And chickpea has fiber, it has protein, and it has iron. So it's actually very, very good. Oh, and here comes our store representative, Miss Courtney Carpenter. Hello, Courtney. How are you today? I didn't realize you were still here.
So I'll just put it behind my back.
Would
How's
you like
everybody?
to say something to our audience?
Yes, I will. Listen to this lady because she knows what she's talking about. And when she's not here, I am at David's Natural Market in Columbia.
Yes.
And we are here to help you no matter what your health needs are. And we're always happy to show you around the store as well.
Yes, and Courtney is the supplement manager, and so she is an expert on how to use nutritional supplements and herbs for your health. And she's also a nutritionist like me, and she does consultations at the store as well. So feel free to
Great,
come.
thank you.
Yeah,
And thank you for all your hard work on our behalf.
Thank you.
I'll let you get back.
Okay,
Hopefully we
have a
can
good
edit out
night.
some of that. Take care.
I would also like to point out the herbs and spices before we leave this aisle, because this is where I kind of spend a lot of time. I have lots of herbs and spices in my cabinet, and I use them in everything that I cook because they make your food medicine. Every herb, every spice has so many phytonutrients in it that they become healing powerhouses. So some that I love to use is turmeric. I use rosemary a lot. I'll use sage a lot. Slippery elm is good for the digestive tract. Peppermint is good if you have a little nausea. Oregano can help fight parasites in the body. Chamomile can help you sleep a little better, but it's also very good for digestion. Cinnamon is going to be great for your blood sugar. You can have half a teaspoon of cinnamon a day, and the research has shown that that can help you lower your blood sugar as long as you take all of the other steps as well. So there's so many different spices here. I think I'll do a separate class just on spices. And now let's continue our tour, and we're going to go over to the section down here. And I'm going to point out some frozen foods because my clients always ask me, what can I have that's a frozen food that's quick and easy? Amy's is a great one. This is a great brand. They don't have a lot of ingredients, and they don't put a lot of fillers and additives and sugar in their food. So feel free to enjoy some of the Amy's food products when you need something that's quick and easy. And then I want to go to the bread section and just point out that some of my favorite breads for gluten-free breads are going to be the Udi's brand, because these are gluten-free, but they're also whole grain, and Canyon Bakehouse, because that is 100% whole grain. So I always try to buy gluten-free breads that are whole grain as opposed to the ones that are made with rice flour, potato starch, and others that tend to spike up your blood sugar and don't provide any fiber. So we're going around the outside of the store, just like I mentioned, the perimeters. We have the supplement section here. And there's one more thing that I wanted to show you, which are the bone broths. And let's see, let's come down this aisle. So now we're within the aisle, and if you were in a regular grocery store, everything that's at eye level or a kid's eye level tends to be your less healthy choices. If you want the healthier choices, you look to the top row and you look to the bottom row. But this is a health food grocery store, so most things in here are relatively healthy. And I wanted to point out here bone broth, because we talk a lot about having some bone broth because one, it contains all of the minerals and glucosamine, chondroitin that can help support your bones, but it also contains the nutrients that you need to build collagen for your digestive tract. So it's very healing for all of us. Kettle and Fire is a reasonable brand. It tastes pretty good. It has a lot of the nutrients, but you can see it's kind of expensive. And in this store, it's less expensive than in other stores. So come to Davis Natural Market to get your bone broth. And with that, we're going to walk around to the front of the store, and we're going to bring our tour to a close. So I hope you've had a chance to learn a little bit about the vegetables, the fruits, the nuts and seeds, the meats that you can buy, the milks that you can buy, the bone broths and the bread, all of the core ingredients that you can use as you transition from your standard American diet to a super nutritious, super healthy, super healing tasty, tasty, tasty diet. So I'll look forward to educating you on more tours and more talks. Stay tuned with Sana Clark, and we will see you next time.